Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 iconic Jeremy Clarkson moments.
And please do not write to us about drinking and driving, because I'm not driving, I'm saving.
Trial by fire.
I am just creaming it.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're going to be looking at the famous and enduring instances from Clarkson's tenure as the host of Top Gear. Which of these wacky rides made you hit the gas or slam on the brakes? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10, Edinburgh and back in one tank. Driving from London to Edinburgh and back on one tank of gas sounds crazy, but sometimes the world can be a crazy place.
Surveys have shown that fast, aggressive music causes drivers to grow lead feet.
Clarkson attempted this epically efficient 800-mile journey in 2004. His chariot was a diesel-burning Audi A8. Our valiant motoring journalist set out on his quixotic quest. Despite the manufacturer's warning, it was impossible.
So it's time really to do what they always do in Hollywood disaster films, and that's reach for a photograph of my children. As my kids. Tell them I love them.
He left early in the morning, not only to avoid traffic, but also because gas is denser when it's cold. Since air conditioning or open windows reduced fuel economy, Clarkson made do without. Likewise, P-brakes weren't on the itinerary.
So, New York taxi driver trick, and you're not allowed to watch.
By driving extra carefully, avoiding braking, and eventually entering a kind of automotive flow state, Clarkson succeeded in gaining immortal fame as England's answer to Cosmo Kramer.
I am absolutely lost for words. That is one astonishing car.
Number 9, Fiat Coupe Police Cruiser. The name of this game is to build a better police cruiser on a budget of £1,500.
Feast upon my magnificence.
Hang on, stand aside. What's that?
James May goes with a Lexus LS400, which can spray a cloud of paint backward like a squid. Richard Hammond rolls up in a Suzuki Vitara, covered in more lights than a Christmas tree, before rolling out his weapon, a carpet with nails in it.
It was unmistakably a doormat with some nails in it.
As usual, Clarkson's entrant is the most indelible. The big man turns up in a teal turbocharged Fiat Coupe. He looked to the ancient warrior queen Boudica for armament inspiration by attaching protruding spikes to his rear wheels.
I fear the Bodicea wheel attachments have affected the wheel balance.
Clarkson may not win the race, but his stylish, some might say ridiculous, driving flourishes ensure his lap is one unforgettable ride.
And then a flourish to the finish. And flash the lights. What about that?
Number 8, Can't Kill the Hilux.
We haven't made any mechanical alterations to the car at all. We just picked it up from the farmyard and brought it here.
Can anything kill a Toyota Hilux? In 2003, Clarkson tried to find out. The host bought an old Hilux and, without making mods, drove it down a staircase, clipped a building, and rammed a tree. Next, Clarkson parked on the beach and watched the vehicle disappear beneath the water. When the ropes holding it snapped, all seemed lost. However, the Hilux was found and remarkably roared back to life. Still, Clarkson wasn't done. He drove it through a shed, dropped a caravan on it, hit it with a wrecking ball, and lit it on fire. Despite all that, this little Toyota kept kicking. When it rolled into the studio, the live audience gasped, Clarkson smiled, and viewers never forgot this epic vehicular trial of endurance. Number 7. Test driving the P45. When the big guy designs and then squeezes into a tiny vehicle, the results are some of Top Gear's biggest laughs.
Some optional extras. Nothing wrong.
Dubbed the P45, this ridiculous contraption is part car, part suit, and all joke. Its driver's arms are exposed, while the built-in helmet constantly smacks Clarkson in the face. Its engine sounds like a lawnmower, that is, if you can hear it over the host's screams.
I've never been frightened of a Citroen Picasso before, it just was.
After a harrowing but brief commute, he wisely loads his little engine onto a coach. After arriving in London, he swaps his petrol motor for an electric one and drives through a shopping centre.
Oh dear.
Finally, Clarkson pitches the P45 on Dragon's Den, which ends in humiliation, ridicule, and other warm memories.
You started apologising why your arms were wet and then didn't explain why.
Because they've got water on them.
Number 6. Clarkson's mall/beach run in a Ford Fiesta. After a fan laments that the show doesn't do real reviews anymore, Jeremy cheekily answers with a series of tests vacillating rapidly between the mundane and the absurd. The car being evaluated is a Ford Focus. Clarkson starts with a simple parking demo.
There we are.
Next, he races a Corvette through a shopping centre, as you do.
I am now breaking the speed limit indoors!
The host then examines how green and affordable the vehicle is. He rates it as definitely green due to its green paint job, and determines it's affordable if you have enough money to buy it. Most memorable of all, Clarkson and the Royal Marines conduct an amphibious assault using the Fiesta.
That gunfire can be quite loud, can't it? If you get that door shut.
From beginning to end, this bonkers bit explodes with unforgettable panache. Number 5. The Leaning Tower of Citroen.
It's made no difference! Make it stop!
When the gang designs improvised campervans, each host opts for an engineering solution that reflects their unique personality. May attaches a rocket-shaped sleeping pod to a Lotus XL, and Hammond crams an expanding modular domicile into a Land Rover 110. However, Clarkson's 3-story tower, mounted on a Citroen CX, is by far the most iconic. Complete with a bed, toilet, and Zen garden, who can forget this gleaming white block of flats on wheels? The vehicle's aerodynamic properties may leave something to be desired, but the hydraulics more than make up for this design flaw.
Ready?
Oh, yes.
Whether it's practical or not, Clarkson's gleaming white mobile monolith reflects his character. It's flashy, a little bit off balance, and utterly unforgettable.
It's actually had diarrhea, is what's happened here.
Number 4 drives Helix to North Pole.
Who do you think's going to win this race?
I think we're all going to die.
Beast battles machine in this historic race to the 1996 position of the magnetic North Pole. One team consists of Hammond, explorer Matty McNair, and a team of sled dogs. Opposing them, Clarkson drives a Toyota Hilux with May riding shotgun. Not long after setting off, the vehicle finds itself on thin ice, nearly falling into the frigid water.
First time at the wheel, James has managed to put it basically into the sea. That is seawater.
The next challenge was a stretch of rough terrain dotted with jagged chunks of ice. This slowed progress considerably, allowing the non-motorized competitors to gain ground. Still, it wasn't enough. Clarkson and May reached their race's endpoint first, where they promptly called Hammond to rub it in.
Hammond!
Yes.
We're at the North Pole.
It's one of the show's most notable accomplishments, and is undoubtedly Clarkson's highest latitude movement of triumph as well. Number 3, Clarkson in a P50. The PLP50 is the world's smallest commercially manufactured car, so naturally, Top Gear chose its biggest host for the test drive.
No, that's not going to work. I'll have to... hang on.
Clarkson almost didn't fit, but eventually squeezed in and hit the road. Its tininess became even more apparent as the little blue bubble weaved through traffic. PLP50s may have good fuel economy, but they offer about as much protection as a tin can.
How fair's that? It's not like I'm creating any pollution at all.
On the flip side, minuscule dimensions allow them to go where larger vehicles can't. Clarkson demonstrates this by driving up a sidewalk and into a building. The car fits on a lift, dazzles co-workers, and even helps him speed to the meeting.
Ground floor. Sorry, Fiona, could you give me a push?
A push out?
Please, because it's got no reverse gear, so...
This signature skit perfectly encapsulates Clarkson's wacky, deviant style, even if the car can barely hold his body. Number 2. Driving Nirvana. If you're going through a midlife crisis, but don't want a motorcycle, then Clarkson has just the car for you.
So, stick that in your sports exhaust, Mr. Kawasaki.
The Aerial Atom is a sports car that would look more at home on a racetrack than a road, though it is street legal. With no roof or windshield, the wind really gets in your hair. In fact, when Clarkson drives, the wind almost tears the skin off his face. Seeing Clarkson's cheeks billow like sails is one of Top Gear's most enduring images.
It's so quick, it can destroy your entire face.
The Atom outraces a motorcycle, something the host relishes with evident glee. His skin flush from the G-forces and taut from the airspeed, Clarkson memorably grins like a kid in a candy shop during a hurricane.
Not as exciting as a bike. Yeah, right.
Number 1, Clarkson outraces an airplane.
And I'm, according to this, using 50 brake horsepower. So that's 950 to go.
What's the fastest way to transport truffles from Italy to England, plane or car? May and Clarkson compete in a race to find out the answer. May goes with the obvious choice and flexes his pilot muscles by climbing into a Cessna 186, a small single-propeller plane. Clarkson puts his faith in the Bugatti Veyron, one of the fastest and most expensive production cars ever.
Is your car sounding like it might break down in the next 10 minutes?
No, you've no idea, mate. It's phenomenal.
Though its top speed is well over 200 miles per hour, Clarkson must win while obeying traffic laws, including speed limits. At first glance, he seems to have no chance. However, his opponent's poor planning allows Clarkson to take an early lead he never relinquishes. His epic victory cements his status as a wacky motoring journalist legend.
You unbearable man! I can't stand it!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.